or should I say, good evening. I just smudged this. Dang it. I just feel like I look like Austin Powers. Every time I have bangs and glasses, it just, as demonstrated in this TikTok I made last year.
My heart went, yeah, baby.
One thing I wanted to start doing in 2021 is more fashion videos. I feel like it's been a really long time since I've done that, mostly because what is fashion anymore? I think that's why I want to start doing these kind of videos. Try to get my outfit part of my brain working, because right now it has been foreclosed on. Vines have started growing on top of it. There's some tumbleweeds that occasionally drift by. There might be a squatter in there. I noticed in 2020, focus on different kinds of aesthetics. I know that I kind of poked fun at it, but honestly, it is such a good way to find direct inspiration for what you're looking for. I just find it really helps to create your own outfits when you're in a rut, which is the entirety of 2020. One of those aesthetics is dark academia. How do you pronounce academia?
That's pronounced academia.
Thank you.
Glad you found me helpful.
She just wants to be appreciated. If you're not familiar with this aesthetic, it is basically, instead of explaining it, I'm just gonna show you some images. So now that you've taken a very rough starter course on what dark academia is, I feel like I'm going to show you 20 different outfits. Clothing that I already have in my wardrobe, and also clothing that I recently thrifted from Thredup, who just so happens to be the sponsor of this video. Weird. I've said this many a time before, but they are absolutely one of my favorite brands to work with. They were one of the first sponsors to ever work with me. The fact that they stuck with me this long means a lot. So basically, Thredup is a massive online thrift store. It's as simple as going to their website or the app. You can filter by brand, size, color, fit. Their search function is a little bit different, where it's very brand focused. So when I'm looking for something very specific, a lot of times I will just narrow it down using all of the options. Say if I want a long skirt, I will go to skirt, set the length and the size, the color, which no doubtedly is probably brown, and then you kind of just have fun scrolling from there. They have your favorite brands for up to 90% off, so if you are looking for a specific brand, especially if you are trying to avoid kind of fast fashion or fully priced items. If you guys want to check out Thredup, head to the link in my description and use my code for 30% off of your first order. Excited to make a bunch of different outfits for this. I've done a lot of research. I watched Dead Poets Society this morning for inspiration.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. Alright.
Forgot how sad that movie is. Just a sprinkle of sobbing thrown in there. Without further ado, 20 dark academia outfits. Alright, planned out pretty much what I want to do for each outfit in my handy dandy notebook, a la Steve from Blue's Clues. So for this, I definitely did a little bit more research than I usually do. I looked at dark academia hashtags. A lot of these outfits are going to be outfits that I'm recreating with my own clothing, and also a little bit more of a vintage twist. Dark academia itself is kind of vintagey. Make it a little more spicy. Huh? Huh? There's just something about layering a vest with a patterned blazer that's just very Sherlock, very wealthy man from the 1800s, and
it's some vibe.
Big part of dark academia is apparently academia, not academia, like the nut. A big part of dark academia seems to be turtlenecks. I have a love-hate relationship with turtlenecks because I feel like they look very classy, very elegant, like you're about to attend a slam poetry performance at your local theater. Did end up getting a turtleneck from Thredup. if I can find it. Here. They tend to accentuate my double chin. So went for a sort of loose turtleneck this time around. Estimated price on this was $60, but Thredup had it for $16.99, which is not too shabby. Paired with that, I'm also going to be wearing these trousers, which are my absolute favorite trousers ever. These are Evan Picone ones. Trousers can be really hit or miss for me, and these ones I feel like are really nice. They hit exactly where I want on the waist. Pleated, so they go out and make it look like I have hips when in reality my hips don't actually look like this. So another good thing is that they actually reach my ankles, which as a not so hobbit person, very welcomed. For us long boys. So these ones were actually estimated retail price at $119, but Thredup had it for $20.99. It's quite the difference, and I would never pay $120 for pants. I started off trying to do the French tuck like Tan would advise me to, but it didn't work. For this one, I also wanted to go with that collared shirt underneath. I just think that that adds a really academic kind of vibe to everything for some reason. I never wore a collared shirt once in my college experience, but you know, I went to art school, so that also might explain it. Freshman year, we had an art history class, which was in the auditorium with literally all of the freshmen. The tests looked like memorizing about 100 pieces of art, artist name, and I think the date as well. Naturally, the day before, I would just cram. I'm not gonna lie, some of the mnemonic devices I came up with were pretty freaking genius. Like, for example, I would take a painting like this. It's called One of the Family by Frederick George Cutman from 1880. I would look at the painting and think, okay, there's two little boys. One is Frederick, one is George, and then the dog on the lap is like, oh, you're caught, man. If you look at the window pane, there are 8 panes going vertical, so 1880. And I did not retain a single piece of information about that, so. And also drawing old man wieners. Anyways, so kind of along the lines of that more feminine school look, I want to pair it with this skirt, which is from Pendleton. Fancy. This is a little bit shorter than I usually go for, but I'm gonna try this out. I think maybe with high-waisted socks, it could look kind of cute, a little bit more modern than what I'm used to, but trying new things here, dark academia. Okay. Estimated retail price of this was $89. Understandable because Pendleton is a very bougie brand, but Thredup had it for $26.99. You're gonna be able to see my kneecaps. So I think this one came out a little bit more preppy and a little bit more clueless than I had initially planned, minus the whole falling in love with your stepbrother thing. Seriously, did no one think that was weird? This next outfit, I definitely wanted to go a little bit more simple. This sweater, which is originally from Loft, it looks like I will be able to do my hand cocoons, which I enjoy doing. Estimated retail price of this was $60. Thredup had it for $18.99. So this next one, I just wanted to go for a more, almost like a rugby type look. I don't know. This top, I don't know. I just felt like it was like a cute little, I don't know. I'm so good at describing things. I feel like when I make outfits, I have a tendency to go big or go home, which is not necessarily something that you need to do. I think basic outfits with just a couple components to them can be just as inspiring and just as successful in terms of making you happy. This one, I just wanted to do a simple white top with some trousers. Wham bam, you're done. Outfit number 9. This one was heavily inspired by an image I saw. I liked that it kind of had the little glasses hanging there just in case you gotta read some fine print. Part of dark academia, something I really liked was the use of black. Admittedly, I don't wear as much black as I would like to. That's what we're doing here. I wanted to do another outfit where there's a black top and just simple pants. Number 12 is something a little spicy. Not something I usually gravitate towards, but you know what? We're trying new things this year. I've seen a variation of this outfit a few times and I always really like how it looks. I don't know that I would ever wear this out, but you know what? Just for you guys. Oh.
I've got the old soul, you know, feeling caught my sweetest song. I mean, I've got it bad. I've tried to make believe that I'm not.
Outfit number 13 is another pretty simple one. This skirt I just thought was really stinking cute, and I don't have enough black skirts. I think I literally have one. Really textured from Zara. Still has the tags on it, and as you can see, it would have been $69.90, but Thredup had it for $58.99. I also got really long duster. Make me feel like Van Helsing. Dusters are just really comfy and really cool, right? What says cool? Quite like I'm about to go hunt me some vampires. This was originally $74, but Thredup had it for $24. I will affectionately dub the fake jock. I'm going to take my sweater that you have probably seen before, but this, which I found at a vintage store. Pretty sure it stands for Michigan. It doesn't even feel that thick until you put it on and you realize you're just very itchy and very moist. And it has these, which I really love, although it only has it on one elbow because this one was gone when I got it. Naturally, I have yet to mend it because I will spend hours turning myself into Gandalf. But will I mend a simple elbow? Let's be realistic. This is actual footage of my brain cells working overtime trying to remember this one mini tutorial I saw on TikTok about how to turn a satchel into a backpack. Is kind of like a Joe from Little Women inspired. Is going to be another pretty simple one. A cute sweater, super cute, very stretchy, also brown. It's estimated at $30. Thredup had it for $12.99. To end this 20 outfits with something that's a little bit different. A dress that I've been wanting to wear for a really long time, and that is this dress that the wonderful I Do Declare on Instagram sent to me. Freaking stunning, gothic, kind of Victorian inspired dress. It's like a dark academia Hogwarts edition in the 1800s. I feel like this is gonna kind of spark up my interest to create outfits again. I want to keep doing these kind of videos, outfits inspired by so-and-so. If you have any suggestions. Thank you so much, Thredup, for sponsoring this video. Again, if you guys wanted to check them out and get 30% off of your first order, you can head to the link in my description and use my code. And now I'm gonna clean up the mess that I made. That is it. I love you guys whether you're new or old to this channel. If you're new here and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every Friday and we have fun here.
Wow.
And I will see you in my next video. Bye! No, but really, why is it so dark? Stop that. One of the things I wanted to start. I'm gonna find you in the email. Oh, where did you go? Hello? Doctor Who Easter egg outfit. Tom Baker's scarf. And then this jacket always makes me feel like the Temple Doctor. I feel like he was always running like this. Fact. You know, I drew out these images, but I don't freaking remember what they are. Nah, I don't want to use this one. I don't want to.
Oh, it says a week south, sunny Tuesday.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.